What's going on, folks, and welcome into this week's edition of Third and Long here on Sports Tree. I'm Connor Roundtree. We've got another great show lined up for you today, and we have to let you know our CFP Bracket Challenge is live. The college football playoff selection happened this past weekend, and now our Bracket Challenge is live. Make sure you head over to SportsTree.ca, sign up, and fill out your Bracket Challenge. You can follow along with me right now as I fill one out to just show you guys how easy it is. You go to the homepage, boom. You can see where the bracket is. You name your bracket. I'm going with horns up. One of the best rushing teams in the nation. They're allowing less than 3 yards per carry. Give me the Longhorns. Defense wins championships, and I'm going to make every Wolverine fan upset right now. Give me the Crimson Tide over the Wolverines. And then give me the Horns. Horns up, baby. Tiebreaker. How many points will be scored in the final? 54. I always go with 54. You hit save bracket, and then you can select your subscription. If you upgrade your subscription, you upgrade your chances in winning. You can fill up to 5 brackets for this bracket challenge. Get in to win. And we have our college football bowl season show coming up for you next week. We're going to have our SEC guy in studio, Aaron Ranson. Him and I are going to run through a bunch of the bigger bowl games, give you our picks, our predictions, and then obviously break down the CFP for everyone. So make sure you stay tuned for all the good stuff to come next week. But let's jump into Thursday Night Football now. The New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there's nothing like starting the week off with an absolute dud. If you need to get to bed early Thursday night, throw this bad boy on, watch a few minutes, and you'll be out like a light. Sheets, I guarantee it. These two offenses stink. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their QB1, Kenny Pickett, he suffered an injury on Sunday, which means it's most likely that Mitchell Trubisky will be making his first start of the season. I'm a Bears fan. I've seen enough of Mitchell Trubisky on primetime. I've seen enough of Mitchell Trubisky in general. This could get tough. Now he has to take on a Patriots defense that's allowing 8.67 points over the last 3 weeks. And on top of that, the Steelers have scored 17 or fewer points across their last 3 games. With Kenny Pickett starting at quarterback, mind you, this does not look like a lot of points will be scored. It's also outdoors in Pittsburgh. It's snowing up here in Canada right now. It's about 6 a.m. and the snow is coming down like no tomorrow. I can't imagine how bad the weather's going to be in Pittsburgh. It's going to be cold. I've actually already looked at the weather. It's going to be really cold, so I don't expect these offenses to find any sort of kickstart and get things going. On the other side of the ball, Bailey Zappi, whatever, he stinks. He led the Patriots to 0 points last week, but somehow managed to look better than Mac Jones. This Patriots team is brutal. They're the only team in NFL history to lose 3 consecutive games while holding their opponents to 11 or fewer points. That's bad. Now they're in the cold. They're outdoor. It's Thursday Night Football. The under is calling my name, and I am listening. I get that the under is only 30 points, but I have to hit it. I also have to hit the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their team total is under 15.5. Yeah, give me that, 18 and a half. 18 and a half. That means they have to score 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and you're still clear. They haven't totaled over 17 points in 3 consecutive weeks. The under has been hitting at an astronomical rate in primetime games. Give me the under in this one. Give me Pittsburgh's team total for the under, and those are your 2 best bets for Thursday Night Football. All right, folks, let's jump into our Sunday Funday now. Give you a couple betting nuggets for every single game happening on the Sunday afternoon slate, evening slate, and of course the night game, starting with the Bucks at the Falcons. Believe it or not, this is a battle for the lead in the league's worst division. I will not be watching this game. You should not be betting on this game. This is our 1-800-GAMBLER game of the week. Worst division of football, avoid. I will say this though, look out for Desmond Ridder. He's a different quarterback at home. Check out these splits between home games and away games. 6 touchdowns at home, only 2 on the road. This could be a nice spot to play the Falcons if you're a Falcons fan. Otherwise, don't play that game. Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Ravens to cover the 7 points in this one. LA has to go across the country. They have to take on the AFC's elite in the cold. Let's ride with the Ravens. Detroit Lions at Chicago Bears. You're going to hear a lot of themes this week, like outside in the cold, lots of outdoor games. And if there's bad weather in Chicago, give me the Bears by +3. Their defense has stepped up as of late. And if the weather's bad, not a lot of points are going to be scored again. Be cognizant of the under in that one. Indianapolis Colts at the Cincinnati Bengals. This Bengals team, they just simply, they don't quit. They have zero quit in them, and not to mention the fact that their backup quarterback, Jake Browning, looked like an all-star last week. I don't think he'll emulate that performance against the Indianapolis Colts this week, but they will be at home. They will be outside in the cold yet again, sounding like a broken record. So obviously look out for the weather there, as the under could be an automatic play, but give me the Bengals at home, and I like them on the money line. No point in giving me +1. What am I going to do with 1 point? I like the Bengals by a field goal. Watch them lose by 1 point. The Jacksonville Jaguars head to Cleveland now, and I actually have a good view for this game. I like the Browns, and I like the under in this one a lot. Trevor Lawrence, he's banged up, and C.J. Beathard is set to make his first start since 2020. He's taking on a Browns defense that is surrendering 260.5 yards per game this season. That's first overall in the NFL. The NFL's best defense. Yeah. The Jaguars have faced two other top 5 defenses this year, and they're averaging 6 points per game against top 5 defenses. That's not good. They're going to be outside in the cold, and this is why the cold matters. It finally matters a lot in this one. Since 2018, in games that have been 45 degrees or colder at kickoff, Jacksonville is 1-12. This is a Florida team that likes the Sunshine State, and they like the warmth. They do not like the cold. They're about to play a smash-mouth football team in Cleveland on the road. In the cold, mind you. I've already Googled it. Look out for the Cleveland Browns to win this game, and look out for the under. Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are going to be out without Derek Carr. Jameis Winston is getting the start. I don't trust this Panthers offense. I don't trust Jameis Winston. This is a stay-away spot, possibly an under, but I'm just going to stay away because both these teams have explosive playmakers on both sides of the ball. Houston Texans at the New York Jets. An outdoor game at MetLife can be miserable. I was there for that monsoon last year between the Bears and the Jets. Houston, they're an indoor Southern team going up to New York. The under looks like a favorable spot here, especially without Tank Dell in the lineup for the Houston Texans. So if the weather is bad, be cognizant of that. Look out for the under. Vikings at Raiders. Give me the Raiders as the underdogs in this one. Aiden O'Connell, he's coming off the best game of his professional career with a QB rating up over 100. Joshua Dobbs, he's coming off his worst game. He had 4 interceptions against the Bears defense. That is terrible against the pass. You can't be throwing 4 picks against the Bears. Look, I like the Raiders. They're at home. Their defense is averaging 6 less points against since the coaching change. I like the Raiders at home in this one to get the job done. Seattle at San Francisco. Look out for Christian McCaffrey props. He just eats the Seattle Seahawks alive. He has averaged 165 yards from scrimmage in his career against the Seahawks, which is the 3rd highest total of any player against one team in NFL history. Yikes. Give me the 49ers to win this game, and look out for some CMC props in that one. Buffalo at Kansas City. Both these teams are 2-3 since week 8. They went from being Super Bowl contenders to quite literally pretenders. Kansas City can't score on offense because they have no receiving talent outside of Travis Kelce and Rice. And then on the other side of the ball, the Joshua Allens of the world just keep throwing interceptions. The Buffalo Bills can't stop anyone on defense, and they keep turning the ball over at an astronomical rate on offense. This game could get ugly. I'm not going to touch this game. I actually think this could be a great game. Buffalo, this is their 3rd consecutive year going into Kansas City, playing a road game in Kansas City. They've won the last 2. Just there's your little betting nugget for that one. I'm probably going to stay away. Denver at Los Angeles. Somehow the Chargers beat the Patriots 6-0 last week. I expect them to do a little bit more on offense and win this game against the Broncos. And then we have Philadelphia at Dallas, the game of the week. Sunday Night Football and the Cowboys. There's a couple storylines going into this game, and I will be taking the Cowboys over the Eagles. Yes, the Cowboys only have 1 win all year against teams with over a 500 record. That's also not really their fault. They're undefeated at home, perfect 6-0. Jerry Jones has to be loving that, and they're averaging 41 points per game at home. Furthermore, Dak Prescott eats the Eagles alive. Eats these guys like little chickens. He's completed 74% of his passes while averaging 313.5 passing yards per game against this team, with 14 touchdowns to just 1 interception through his career. Dak Prescott, in big games against the Eagles, he shows up. Any other team? Nada. Nope. Give me the Cowboys at home to get the job done. All right, folks, as for your trivia question on this week's edition of 3rd and Long to get in to win a pair of NFL or CFL tickets to see any team that you'd like to see play live next season, here's your question. We talked about it earlier in the show. What is Jacksonville's record in games below 45 degrees Fahrenheit since 2018? Give us our little rewind. Give us another watch. We like it when our views go up. Give us a like. Head over to SportsTree.ca. Sign up. Answer that question, and you're in to win. And don't forget to fill out your CFP Bracket Challenge. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree. Enjoy the football.